Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Simply Made Homestead. I'm Marion, and today I just want to take you along with me through the garden to take a look at what all we've got growing and what's about ready to harvest. And I don't know, today is June 3rd, and which means we're in Central Florida, which means it is about summertime. Summertime is here. It sure feels like it. And the rains have started. We get lots of rains in the summer. And they're my little goat babies over there wanting to get out. The roosters are saying hello. Good morning to everybody. But anyway, I just want to take you through the garden and show you kind of a vlog of what's going on. And it is just beautiful. It's the prettiest garden I've ever had. And I'm just really excited about it. And I want to share it with you and show you what we've got going on. So first, let's let these little goaties out. I've got some peas right here. There are very few things that grow well in the summer around here. Peas, field peas is one. So we're gonna go out and plant those. But first, let me let these little goaties out. All right, dumplings. You ready to come out? Huh? Come on, Athena, get from behind the door, baby. Come on. I know, I hear you. Who was that? Which one of you baby roosters was that? All right, they're out. They've had their food freshened and their water freshened. So let's come in here. Say good morning to the silkies. Good morning. Open up this door so we can get some ventilation, extra ventilation through the hen house. And now we gotta let this herd out over here. So now we got different pens of chickens, so we let different ones out every day because they all have roosters. So today it's their turn. Come on, guys. Come on. There you go. Come on, show. Go, little missy. Whoever needed to let out has been let out, and we can move on to our peas when I figure out where I left them. I laid them down somewhere. Sure did. All right, here we go. All right, now, I don't know if you've seen our video on the building our archways, but anyway, we have one. We put loofah on one of them and transplanted a couple from the garden bed. They didn't transplant very well, but they're coming back. The others, we planted seeds. Oh, I see one peeking out. Let's go in there and check it out. I believe we've got one. Oh, we do. Let me get you turned around here. All right, you can see right down there. See that new little sprout? Oh yes, that's a little loofah. It's coming up. And here's our two over here that we transplanted. Oops, sorry. And anyway, let me back up here. Here is our archway. There you go. And then over here are peanuts. On these first 3 rows, I didn't put 2 seeds down, and for some reason right there, they just did not come up. And so we got that little ball patch, but the rest of them are just looking absolutely amazing. And so we still got a couple more months before it'll actually be time to harvest. I was gonna make a watermelon patch over here and didn't get around to it in time. Now I just really think like it's too late. We do have a few little squash here and some watermelon down there that I had bought. So in the little pack. So we're trying. If I could just get 1 watermelon per grandbaby, I'd be perfectly happy. So, but anyway, here's our garden. This end down here is where our grapevines are, where we are growing grapevines. See these up here? We added a new row this year. Those are our babies. Here are our blackberries over here. Everything's young here. We've only, this August will be 2 years that we've been here. And everything here in our backyard, this is an acre of land. That big shop and those 2 old sheds over there, those were there. Everything else wasn't. That big old chicken coop over there, all of this stuff in the garden wasn't here. So we have been steadily working and building and growing our homestead. Now, I want to take you down here and show you this end. On the right, you'll see the corn patch, which today there is corn that is ready to be harvested. And when it gets hot and humid like this, the bug pressure just gets to be ridiculous. It really does. So that's another reason why I'm really anxious to get out here and record our pretty little garden, because once the bugs come, we'll do all we can to fight them, but some things just will not hold up well. So, and we found some on the corn yesterday, on one of the cobs, and we just sprayed with some spinosad on Sunday evening, and that was only like 3 days later. So here's our little patch here is okra. That one will do beautiful here in this hot, humid climate. We put some calendula in the middle there. I love to mix in flowers with my vegetables. You can see little bug bites even on the okra. This right here, that's the Roselle hibiscus. We've got one on each side of the walkway here. And over here we've got peppers with sunflowers in the middle, and the sunflowers are about to start blooming. So pretty, so pretty. And you can see on our left, these are sweet potatoes. We also have a video out on how to plant sweet potato slips. They are really looking good. They're coming along. They're really starting to take root and really get going. Now here are beans. We've got my bean wall. I love the bean wall. Isn't it pretty? My first bean wall. I know y'all probably think I'm silly, but I love this stuff. This is the trelatiers. Aren't they beautiful? They're just doing so well. Oh, they just look amazing. Down here are the mother stallard, which I had no idea what mother stallard was. Never heard of it. But you can see down there, there's some beans drying. I'm trying to leave them on the vine to dry as long as I can. But if we start getting a lot of rain and stuff like that, I'm going to pick them off and bring them inside and let them dry. I just don't have a lot of space for it. Now that middle row are peppers. Got a couple peppers there. Here are eggplant. And that eggplant, you can't hardly see it, but you can see down there that it is just loaded with eggplant under there. I've harvested it twice and dried 2 dehydrators full of it. Tomatoes really struggle down here, but we are getting a few, and if I can just at least get a few of that nice homegrown tomato taste. This is one thing I'd get a high tunnel for if I just had a place to put it, is just to be able to grow tomatoes. The cayenne peppers, look at those things. Little plants, but dang, they're loaded, aren't they? Now our soil, it's not great soil, and we're working on it. I mean, we didn't have the money just to bring in all this good amendment and make it all wonderful, but we're working on it and we're fertilizing, so we'll get there eventually, and we are able to grow stuff and grow it well. It may not be quite as big and beautiful sometimes as it needs to be, but it will be. Here's my poor little carrot patch and my garlic. Garlic is just about ready here. It's looking. like it's just about ready to be picked. Those carrots I really need to do something with. Ground cherry tomatoes. These things they're so sweet and yummy. Those little guys right there. And they just volunteered this year. I actually didn't have any seeds. So I was tickled pink when I saw them sprouting up out here. And a little alyssum in the mix there. My kale trees, which I'm just fascinated with. My zinnias, candy stripe that I love. Our little patch where we just planted some more carrots. One little head of cabbage hanging on. My acorn squash is hanging on. I have a grandson that adores it. I think it's more the sugar and the butter that I put on it when I bake it that he loves. But still, if I can just get one off for that child. A little volunteer sunflower. The dill is gorgeous. Can't wait to harvest the heads on it. So we'll have some dill seed. Just so pretty. Oh, I love it. Here's our asparagus patch. It has done really well. We've had a couple that didn't make it. I think 3 total out of 25 plants. But it's really coming along and it's doing really well. Now right down here on the right, we had cucumbers, and they gave cucumbers and gave cucumbers and gave cucumbers until I'm tired of putting up cucumbers. And they're starting to look kind of bad. So they were still producing cucumbers, but they were looking like they were kind of on their end days. So we pulled those. Our corn, we have some corn that's ready. See those ears with the really dark silks coming out of them? Those are ready to be picked. In the last 2 days, we've been eating ourselves silly on corn on the cob. So today we're gonna pick some of them and we're gonna make some cream corn for the freezer. But see that one right there? See how it's not dark brown and it's skinny? So we know that one is not ready yet. Right down here is our horseradish. My husband and I love horseradish. So this is gonna be really fun. We're not supposed to harvest it, from what I've read, till end of October, November time frame. So it'll be a little bit before we do that. Okay, and then the other side of our little bed, see another ground cherry. It had to have just blown over here because they weren't even planted over here last year. Some thyme. It's so pretty. I mean, imagine what this is gonna look like when the vines are, it's muscadine vines. And we also have a video out on how to train a muscadine vine. And just imagine when it's all grown out and hanging down and full of grapes. Oh my goodness. It sure makes me, it's a happy, happy thought. Here's our little tropical corner. Our one little banana tree where we've got some, that keeps sprouting babies. We keep pulling them so it can get nice and tall, and then we'll let it multiply. And these are our pineapple, which eventually this will be a garden space. But last year, my same grandson that loves the acorn squash, he and I bought a pineapple at Lowe's, a pineapple bush, and we were actually had a pineapple on it, and we were able to eat it last year. And so anyway, and it has multiplied and just looks amazing. That's the tour of our garden. I guess it's not really little anymore. It's gotten quite large. We still have spaces that haven't been planted, but I've got sunflowers coming in. I'm gonna fill it up to try to help them in the soil, and we're gonna start doing some things like that, some ground cover. So, but right now, let's go over and plant these peas on the archway and get them started. Okay, guys. So here is the trellis. Honey came along here and dug some of that grass up for me. And it's pretty dry, so I'm definitely gonna come out here. We'll have to keep them good and moist. Seeds like to stay moist in order to sprout. So we've got a lot of them here. So we're gonna plant them. The package said, I don't know if I got enough for 2 per hole. I'm thinking I just might. And this sand is so soft that I'm just gonna poke them down in there with my fingers. I'm gonna go ahead, well, see how the sand just falls down in there? I'm not gonna put them too far back towards the grass because I don't want it to grow up all over the peas. But this is some invasive stuff. I don't know what it is. It's not good grass, but it's grass. It's better than nothing at all, that's for sure. All right, so I'm putting 2 peas per hole. I'll come back and we can pull up what we don't use. And the rule of thumb is that you plant your seeds, however big your seed is, plant it 2 times the size of your seed in depth. So there we go. Those are all planted, and that is some dry soil. So I'm gonna get that good and wet. Probably would have been a good idea to moisten it up before I planted, but that's okay. I'll come out here with a nice slow drizzle and we'll get it good and soaked, and I'll keep that wet. I'll moisten it twice a day until those seeds come up so they can get a good germination. So just kind of pat it down because they need the very lightly so they feel the weight of the soil against them. All right, let's do the other side. Thank you so much for going on the little garden tour with me this morning and for just taking a little stroll through the garden. I hope it inspires you. It inspires me because we knew next to nothing when we started this venture, and we're just learning as we go, and we're sharing it with all of you in hopes that it will help you and will inspire you in your journey. So until next time, take care
and God bless.